Chapter 2, Day 3. Shh, I think I hear something. It's too early. Is Naoki really awake? Watch and learn. There he is. Hey, Naoki. What do you want? Gunther, what's up with the guitar? You tapped Gunther's shoulder. 1, 2, 3. It's a nice song, isn't it? Of course you like it. You wrote it. What? Never heard of it. Don't lie now. We know everything. Yeah, right. You wouldn't know the pointy end of a stick. And that's where you're wrong, little brother. Or rather, Gunther's little brother. You know what I mean. Back on topic. Are you okay? Let's get on with it, Captain Awkward. Huh, that's some guts you've got to show off. Let's see if you can keep up that act once we spill the beans. What, are you spying on me? I knew you were creepy, but this is going too far. Yeah, keep lying. Don't be too shocked, bud. What's so appealing about Avalon? Do you want to wear clothes like Crims? Become an old man who plays blues? Have you heard this family's music? No, you haven't. Wow, I didn't know my brother was such a music snob. No, I haven't, but... How do you think you came up with your song? Your influences define you. You've come up with such a masterpiece because of the people around you. Kazuo, Kami, Tomomi, Gunther, they've all been with you longer than Avalon. Your family is the deep well you draw from. You're the leader of Der Chalton, aren't you? You know Gunther's kept away from his family for a long time, while he was running around with you. So don't tell me he's an influence of mine. I spent my childhood without an older brother. He can't play for shit anyway. Try not to butcher my song next time. It's not about technical skill, Naoki. Do you think you'd even be playing without your family? You have it easy. They call you a genius. They let you roam free while still providing a home for you. My earliest memory is my mother shot dead. I had to grab my sister's hand and leave our mom dying there, because our dad told us to keep running. Guess what? He was shot too. He shielded us from the bullets. You're acting like a brat because your family's music is bad? Boo fucking who. While you were learning the guitar, I was looting dead people to survive. You take for granted the luxuries you have now. A childhood without an older brother? Try a childhood of protecting your sister from crooks who want to take advantage of your weakness. Your parents are spoiling you, thinking you're just in a phase. A lot of kids don't even get to have a phase, you bastard. That's like your problem. Gunther, I give up. Let him be the next to disappear. I don't care, and you shouldn't either. I can't disappear, dumbass. What? That's what this is all about, isn't it? Guilt-tripping me out of working with the Mad Angels. Mad Angels? They're dead, aren't they? What are you talking about? I heard there was a big hit a few days ago. But Mad Angels are like a spider. You cut off a limb and it'll keep on going. Spider? They're a bunch of low-life criminals. It won't work. Your judgmental words have no effect on me. You know nothing about the situation and what I do. You should just shut up. I've been so sick of you poking your nose around here. You've been a real nuisance ever since you got here. What is it that you're doing? Are you part of the kidnappings? Kidnapping, huh? Think what you will. It looks like you have no idea after all. Naoki, that's enough. You have to tell us what you know about these disappearances. I thought you two lovebirds did your homework. You're not getting anything out of me. We're going after all those heathens. Heathens? Sanctus's enemies? The GPA? I've said enough. You can get off my back now. Don't you dare try following me. You do that, then I'll just have to teach you a lesson. Naoki ran off. You. Forget what he said. We're going after him. Hurry. Gunther? Pops? If what I just heard is true, you shouldn't chase him. Not right now. Pops, are you serious? He's running with the Mad Angels. What are you gonna do? Fight fire with fire? It's not gonna work. Now he'll just hate you more. You don't know what he'll do either. He could say something to somebody and you could end up getting hurt or worse. Same goes for you too, you. I'm sorry about... Let's not talk about ancient history. We're facing more important issues. We need to set Naoki straight. Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. What do you suggest we do? Naoki's heart is in the right place, I can tell you that right now. He's just confused, like any kid his age. Maybe not any kid. Like you said, he's more sheltered than most. But that's the reason why he could easily be swayed by ideology. Ideology? You heard him speak, full of conviction in his eyes. He thinks what he's doing is correct, whatever it is. Telling him to stay away from them or cracking down on him will just worsen things, especially if we don't know the honest truth yet. It's so frustrating that I'm his father and I let Scary on too long. I didn't pay attention to the kinds of things he's been doing. It's my own fault and I'd do anything to fix that. I would investigate with you, but I can't leave your mother and sister alone. I wish I could just do something. I got it, Kazuo. That's a lovely it you have there. No, I meant I know what we have to do now. We know the disappearance has happened, but the question is why. The Mad Angels are involved, but what is their motive? Stealing, maybe? No, the disappearances weren't linked to robberies. Eiji, you're awake. How can anyone sleep through all this noise? Anyway, making people disappear is an odd way to steal from people. It doesn't make sense. If they're killing and looting, they sure are doing a damn good job at body disposal. The Mad Angels I know aren't smart enough to do that. So their victims are just disappearing into thin air? No bodies have been found. That is unusual. And I agree with Gunther Sr. here. A roundabout solution might be bothersome. Gunther Sr.? Otherwise, we could rub the kid the wrong way and never hear from him again. Agreed. The question is, where do we start? You know where. I also have my own leads. What do we have, you? The old man's got some explaining to do. Maybe he knows about the Mad Angels. Maybe he's a member of the group? He seems to only care about music. I don't know why he'd associate with a bunch of thugs. But we have to go and make sure. Krim is more likely to be affiliated with bad company. They're part and parcel, aren't they? Krim and the old man. You can't go wrong with either one. So just go out there and learn what you can. Right. We'll get to the bottom of this. And with that, folks, we are off. So... Hello again, Victor. Hey, it's my buddy. What's with the long face? Did you have a rough morning? Something like that. Sorry. Want to talk about it? Not particularly. I'd feel bad if I were to put my burdens on you. Although I would like to talk about a few other things. Like what? How do you know so much? We've talked a lot about the conflict between GPA and Sanctus these past couple days. You seem to know a lot about both sides, more than any regular person does. Listening to the radio helps a whole lot. I stay on my toes. It's important for me to know where the action is so I don't get caught up in the crossfire or anything. I try to keep myself updated too, but I wouldn't know a GPA scout if I saw one. I kind of assumed they didn't wear anything conspicuous, really. Like I said yesterday, heard a lot of what they do from my old veteran buddy. The rest you just gotta fill in the blanks with your own common sense. For other stuff though, like really sensitive intel, takes a little more doing. What's that mean? I have to do a lot of grunt work to get the kind of info I need. Sometimes I need to buy intel from an information broker. Sometimes I have to ask around and be sneaky about it. Sometimes I even have to be creative with how I get what I want. It's what you need to be a detective. So you really are a spy then? More like private investigator. It's good for my main job. It's not a bad deal at all and I get my exercise. Until somebody finds you out. Then I do what I always do. Change my name, get a new set of clothes, and ride off into the sunset. I know about you, though. Would you run off now that I know? What about you, Yusayashi? They're Charlton leader, if I remember right. There are some folks out there that don't like you too much. Mad angels, I think? You really do know your stuff. You're a nice guy, you, but I don't like when people keep asking too many questions they shouldn't be asking. Get suspicious after a while. This is an insurance policy. Gotta look out for myself too, you know. I came out here to secure my well-being. I don't want anybody jeopardizing that. So I'll make it simple. I won't tell if you won't. What have I got to gain by ratting you out to the GPA? Think about that. I know. You seem like a stand-up guy, but I don't want to take any chances. I'm on nobody's side. I want the war to end like everybody else, but I got more important things to worry about than turning into a private eye. Or turning in a private eye. Private investigator, remember that. Why do you become an investigator anyway? Being a tour guide and bodyguard doesn't cut it too much for me. I'm naturally suspicious too, so being a detective was just second nature. I work for anybody that wants information about anything or anybody really. Do you work for Sanctus? Those guys are shady in their own right, so I try to stay away from them as much as possible. Last time I did a job for them, they wanted me to find a guy that was suspected of making and selling fake chips. After a lot of running around, I found him and blew the whistle on him. Got paid pretty nicely, but the guy didn't have a good turnout. They killed him, huh? You think Sanctus would let something like that go without a warning? Certainly not. I felt guilty turning him in, and I still do, but the payment was too good to pass up. I sound like an evil SOB. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Since then, I've stayed away from them. They offer me more jobs, but I've always refused. They haven't given me any problems, but I still dread getting messages from them. I get worried that one day somebody from Sanctus is going to force me into a corner, and I'll have no choice but to listen. Chances of that happening are extremely low, but knowing my luck, it could happen. It's something that just won't go away, huh? Paranoia and anxiety, you. It ain't fun. You can't go a day without worrying over the tiniest little thing, or worrying that something big is going to happen. Your imagination gets the better of you, and you can't help it. That sounds really tough. Hey, what was the deal with the insurance policy thing you said before? You know my full name and you threatened to tell it to people. So what's this contingency plan of yours for? Are you hiding out or something? In a manner of speaking, who are you hiding from exactly? Sometimes a private investigator makes some enemies that may or may not be GPA and bounty hunters that don't care too much for him to skin him alive. So he packs his bags and goes far away to live happily ever after where said enemies will never find him. Until he meets an inquisitive little man that asks too many questions and gets the investigator to say more than he should. So the investigator digs some dirt on the little man in case he ever needs to protect himself. I swore to you that I wouldn't sell you out. Hell, I wouldn't even know why I would since I have nothing to gain. I'm not some bounty hunter. People say they're telling the truth, but it always turns out to be another lie. I've been through that too many times, so I like to make sure I'm secure. I'm telling you the truth. I could just kill you now and be done with it. But you already have enough blood on your hands, right? If I need to save my own hide, I don't see a problem in tying a loose end. Or I could have someone do the deed for me, take you out discreetly and nobody would ever know. Like I said before, you're alright. I just don't want to have to make a call to some people about you. Who? What do you know about me? Things. What things? Things involving a certain young boy named Naoki and the Mad Angels. You're going to ask me how I found out about that. I also know about Gunther, his other family members, and Eiji. Alright, I get it. Let's just drop it. Alright then. Why did you do jobs for Sanctus? They don't have a squeaky clean reputation, obviously. Lesser of two evils. The way I see it, anybody who fights the GPA has some of my support. I know Sanctus has done some bad deeds, but they do help civilians out when they can, so they can't be totally evil. What about their checkpoints and the way they treat people? You don't have to be an expert in espionage to see that. You even said it yourself when they killed that guy selling fake chips. I've been treated badly myself in the past since I'm not chipped, I admit. But it's gotta be better than the GPA burning everything they see just to get to the enemy. Not saying Sanctus is perfect, far from it. Both sides have plenty of sins to be accountable for. But when the GPA doesn't care about anything aside from winning this war no matter the cost, and are willing to drag civvies into it, no way. I don't know about you, but total war doesn't sit well with me at all. Lesser of two evils, huh? You're pretty sore at Sanctus despite having that chip in your arm. I've had some bad experiences with them. Haven't we all? I don't like them either, but they're a hell of a lot better than the other side when you compare them. I'm not going to ask what happened to you because it's none of my business and I don't really care. I'm no Sanctus advocate and I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole again, but I know what's right and wrong. We all do what we can to protect people and to live. When we first met, you were about to kill me just for having a chip in my arm. I thought you completely hated Sanctus. I'm an actor. It's part of my job. I just want the war to end. I want both sides to just stop. Nothing new. Crim's not here today. Miss him so much that it breaks my heart. Well, let me get back to work, eh? Sure thing. What's that thing on your chest? Oh, this badge? Crim made me wear it. Really now? It looks kinda cool. I wouldn't judge you for having one. Yeah? Why don't you take it then? I'm not that interested. It's your badge. I'd gladly have it taken off of me, so here you go. What the? Kensuke took the badge off, then slapped it onto Yu's chest. Hey, it looks kinda good on you. Kind of. Seriously? I mean, what does it even mean? Does it stand for anything? Oh, apparently Crim's been into these Sentai oldies lately, and the badge came from that fascination. Aren't you lucky to have one? Whatever. Kinda like it. No reason to take it off. Rusty and cold of the touch. They're Varylians, alright. Ooh. What's wrong with you two this time? Nothing. Feel like talking to me directly today, huh? Only because you have the... Shh. What? I don't have the cooties or whatever. Anyway, now that we're on talking terms, you ever seen Naoki around these parts? Maybe? What's that supposed to mean? Means we're not on talking terms yet. But you're close. Just tell me what you know about Naoki. That's privileged information. Show your privilege. Show my privilege? Whatever. I don't think they can be much help, but they seem to be holding back on info about Naoki. Maybe I could open them up somehow. How about with the Sentai badge? Does this give me privilege? It's the Sentai's oldie power badge. The what? Good job, stranger. I misjudged you. Thanks. You are clearly worthy. You should have showed us sooner. Well, I'm only recently privileged. So what do you know about Naoki? Naoki is cool. I want to learn how to play the guitar like him. He used to hang out with us often, but nowadays he's with Crim. Don't worry, I'm sure he's just leveling up his playing skills by learning from an adult. You think? Yeah. Hey, mister. Thanks for the badge. No problem. I didn't want it anyway. Naoki with Crim, huh? I guess that would make sense given the circumstances. So is it really true, though? I don't think these kids would lie, at least. Viking boy and girl. I really don't like strangers. Me too. They're scary. And dangerous. Wish they'd stay away from us. Creepers. At least their parents have nothing to worry about. So those punks nicked my badge. Kensuke would be so disappointed in us if he sees us now. So the old dude in the back isn't here anymore. We just have the old dude in the front. What's Crim up to? Seems he's not bothering the mechanic today. How should I know? You're in the same band. I'm not his mother. Yeah, I figured. The old man isn't looking. Yu silently tosses a coin. The old man doesn't seem very pleased with life. I wonder if his wishes ever came true. Eiji, what's up? Thought you'd be searching outside Tokyo Dome. I was, and I found something. I was looking for you to tell you about it, and here you are. So what's this about? Naoki, the Mad Angels, the disappearances? Looks like there is a connection after all. Well, kidnapping is a very bad gang thing to do, isn't it? It's hella fishy. Why would Naoki be involved? I take it you found the answer then. Nothing too enlightening, but this whole find explains a heck of a lot now. What does? I said I had leads to pursue. Turns out you can't make a bunch of people disappear without leaving a trace. There were sightings of billowing smoke near outskirts of town just by the forest. But there was no forest fire, or so people were told. No one was allowed to check it out. That is fishy, alright. It gets better. I went to see it for myself. Without being seen by the guards, of course. Who were the guards? They weren't in uniform. The only known armed group in the area is the Mad Angels. What were they burning? Hell if I know. But they were loading a couple of bodies into a truck. Say that again. You heard me. They were throwing some bodies, some fresh and some that were already rotting, into a truck. They sped off and the tire tracks led into the forest. From afar I could see a building of some kind, a storage shed maybe. I kept my distance. Be a whole world of hurt to get caught sneaking around alone. So I went looking for you. Yeah, we have to go check it out. If the Mad Angels are behind it, then Naoki. Not a word to Gunther until we figure out what's up. Yeah. You felt his chest tighten. He remembered how he tried to stop the Mad Angels from taking any more lives. His failure may have led to this, he thought. But worst of all, Gunther's kin was involved. They're right there. Stay down. Yeesh. It stinks. Keep it quiet. For shit's sake, it reeks out here. I know it reeks. Keep it down already. Let's just get this last bunch in the incinerator and we'll be on our way. I swear these trolleys get heavier and heavier. At least, and here we could have at least brought gas masks. You don't look suspicious in front of everybody? No, but at least I can actually breathe. Just pull your shirt over your nose, for crying out loud. I told you that 5 times. That doesn't do a damn thing. They're already rotting and got oh my, I'm gonna be sick. How about I just break your nose and be done with it? You won't be able to smell anything then. Alright, I get it. You don't have to go shooting your mouth off. An incinerator. Is this a crematory? Must be for getting rid of the bodies. No wonder the victims just disappeared. Damn, this is messed up. Just who are these guys? Hey, do you remember we have to be there for the get-together? You mean with Pretty Boy? We have to be there around dusk. Maybe if we're lucky, he'll bring his mic so he can sing us a song. Yeah, that is if he can tear himself away from his boyfriend over at the Tower Hacker. Fucking ass is what he is. So they do know Krim. This just keeps getting better and better. That guy's nuts, man. He's been crushing on that Mechanica since he saw that hacker thing. He really wants to ride it. That's not the only thrill ride he wants to try out. Holy crap, that's bad, dude. Tell you what, Pretty Boy's into some weird shit. Like with that kid that's always tailing him? What kid? You know, the kid's little groupie from that art and scenery crowd. You gotta be kidding. I think you mean Rhodey. No, I mean Groupie. That kid's been all over him. He doesn't want to leave him alone. Krim welcomes it, the freak. Oh, that kid. He's annoying, but at least he does what he's told. Alright then, I think that takes care of this problem. We've got everything on the trolleys. Now we just have to dump the things into the incinerator. Let's make it quick, eh? I'm not gonna stay here smelling like a damn corpse for another minute. You think I'd like this shit? Wish we could just bury them. Why don't we? Orders from the boss. Higher-ups don't want the bodies found. Whatever. Let's just get the job done and scram. They were talking about Naoki. You think I didn't hear that? This is really bad. I don't know what a groupie is, but he's running with Krim and these thugs are all the same. At least we know where their base is. All we have to do now is check it out when we can. Maybe we should run this all by Gunther. And have him freak out and mess the whole thing up? No way. We're handling this on our own. Now that Naoki is officially involved, Gunther won't be able to keep his cool. I really want this to be some sick joke, and that Naoki doesn't know anything about these guys, but it's all true. That Krim guy especially bothers me. Krim has his own band that's rivaling Ardent Scenery, so who's to say he might be using Naoki as leverage for something? Just what kind of game is he playing? And what are him and the Mad Angels really planning? No use talking about it now, we have to act. Right. We should find this base, or even better yet, Naoki, and put an end to all this. I'm sure if we find one, we'll find the other. Let's hope so. They're coming back. Down! And it was like nothing ever happened. How long does it take before it's just ash and bone in there? A while, considering the amount of bodies. Thing's old and it's a bitch to ignite sometimes. So get comfy. We're gonna be here for a few hours. Stop shitting me. A few hours? It's not paper we're burning here, dumbass. What, are we gonna pick up the bones and put them in nice little urns too? This is a reference to Japanese funerals, if you're not familiar with them. The bodies have to be cremated and they use chopsticks to pick up the bones and collect those into urns. That is why you do not pass food with chopsticks in Japan. It's a funeral tradition of sorts. Shut up. You ever hear how they did that back in the old days? Picking up all the bones and other ceremonial shit like that? Nah. Well, what they do is, and I kinda just told you. We've heard enough. Time to leave. Right behind you. So we have 2 new profiles to our inventory. It looks like we're getting more profiles than items. So sadly, I don't actually know offhand how long it takes to burn a body. I did have a very, very awkward conversation at work one day when we were looking that up on Google and it appeared in the search history. Believe it or not, the person who has to ask questions is actually very nervous considering the topic at hand. Naoki, I know how nice Gunther can be, but I'm not your brother. Your parents will understand once they realize what's going on. So I will say this only once. Answer honestly and you won't get hurt. Lie to me, and I will break your arm and then the other arm. Keep lying and you will never walk again. You understand? Go to hell. You're friends with the old man at the fountain, aren't you? You're speaking in tongues. You know what I mean. There's no denying it. Oh yeah? Watch me deny it. Yeah, let's see you do it after I show you this. So, Kotaro claims Naoki composed a song. Ever wondered how we learned your song? No one in your family's heard of it. And Gunther sure didn't write one that sounded exactly like yours. That's right, the old man told us. He played the song composed by you. He was as puzzled as us over why you kept it a secret. But one thing's for sure, the old man could play a song you wrote. Yeah? Big deal. It does beg the question, why are you affiliated with Avalon and the Mad Angels? I don't care about Avalon or whatever, I just happen to know the old man. We found out we were both musicians, so we shared each other's songs. What of it? It happens. Is that so? This line of questioning can only go so far. I should ask about something else. You're Krim's groupie, huh? That is what you want to tell me? Do you even know what a groupie is? You think I'm dumb? I think you have nothing to do with bands or music. You wouldn't know what a groupie is. Don't use words you don't know the meaning of. Do I look like I need a vocabulary lesson? I'll ask in simple terms. You've been chums with Krim lately, haven't you? What's it to you? He may be obnoxious, but he makes good music. It's called an artist's temperament. Get over it. You know I'm not just talking about the music. I have no idea what you're blabbering about. You can feign ignorance all you want, but I have evidence that you tail him like a puppy. And that is? So... I guess you can probably choose either of them. So you can't choose either of them. Okay, this one's not making a lot of sense. Okay, so for some reason you're supposed to choose them. I figured the information had to be relevant in the actual text rather than just that, but okay, that may just be an oversight from the devs. Come on, how am I supposed to believe that? You followed angels all the way to the forest and heard them talk about me? That story is just too ridiculous to be true. Do I have something else? Kids don't lie. Not kids their age. We can go ask them directly, and we both know what they'll say. They were pretty proud of having you around. Looked up to you, even. Will you betray these kids just to keep lying? Don't bring them into this. I'll admit it. They're telling the truth. Doesn't mean anything. Like they said, I just want to learn from Krim. He's the only seasoned musician I know, apart from the old man. The old man doesn't take too kindly to guitar lessons. He thinks his music is too old-fashioned, and he's a little shy about that. But the truth is, he can kick ass with an axe no matter how you slice it. Anyhow, Krim's the closest to a reliable mentor you can find around these parts. Wow, that's depressing. I know he's not the friendliest guy, and he loses his temper far too often. Kotaro said something about the forces that be. Krim seemed to know what that meant. Could they be referring to the Mad Angels? It does sound like they're working together, or at the very least, burning people is a cooperative effort between them. Other than that, their interests don't seem aligned with one another. You think? From what I heard about this Krim guy, he's a little crazy. Maybe a sociopath in a gang like the Mad Angels is a match made in heaven. Or should I say hell? Get it? Flames of hell, burning corpses. That's horrible, AG. But what's the Mad Angels got to do with some band? I don't think they're extorting Avalon, if playing music is even a lucrative trade in Novus Tokyo. It's not, and it did sound like Krim has some authority over finding the biochips. You're right. Those Mad Angels were there only to burn the corpses. The system in place to sort through the remains and retrieve biochips from dead Sanctus members. Could he be protecting Avalon? From what? You cutting their bellies open? No. This whole burning people business, it's a Mad Angel gig. But what if Avalon is connected? I don't think Naoki will want us to put two and two together. You might be onto something. Naoki respects Avalon for its music. Whatever Krim's doing with the Mad Angels can't be good for the band's reputation. It didn't seem like Krim was against burning people, that's for sure. And Naoki tried to justify the Mad Angel's actions, didn't he? Where do you think this all leads? I'm not sure, but it can't be a good thing. If this blows out of proportion and the community figures out who's making people disappear, Naoki's gonna get caught in the crossfire. Or worse, he might side with the Mad Angels completely. We gotta figure out why. It'd be easier to pull off with the cooperation of his big brother, don't you think? Yeah, where's Gunther anyway? You've got a lot to discuss, let's go find him. There's no doubt about it. Avalon and the Mad Angels are connected, but why is Naoki trying so hard to hide this fact? He's already admitted working with Mad Angels, but he still denied his connection to Krim and the old man. What for? Okay, I thought they would be over here. Let's see. Ah, not feeling well. I don't know, man. All this in one day. My little bro and the Mad Angels? Could use some good news, you know. I don't think I can take much more of this. I need a drink. I know a place. It's back in Akihabara. Your bar, right? Yeah, I'd like to see that someday. Gunther, I don't get you at all. What's to get? Your brother got himself involved with cutthroats. If I was in your shoes, I'd be furious. Yeah, well, aren't you angry at all? You were shocked as all of us when he started spouting about angels earlier today. Don't tell me you're fine with that. No, I'm not. Then what's your problem? Why are you taking all this? Look, man, you see, Naoki's not the only one who's got dirty little secrets. What's that supposed to mean, Gunther? Well, I guess I should say all my family is kind of involved with them too. Seriously, what are you talking about? It's too long of a story to tell. We've got time. This bit you haven't told me or you about could be very important. Give us the whole story. Guys, look. You know how things are nowadays. There's not much of anything to get your hands on out here. There's nothing but trash. Everything's worthless. We don't have much to trade. We couldn't possibly turn treasure hunting into a family business. But you've got to make something out of your life so you won't become miserable, right? Pops came up with playing music, and Mom quickly jumped on the idea. It may not seem all that much, but music does the job. It takes your mind off of things. You get to relax, forget about the bad stuff in life. But the best part? You get to share it. You're not the only one listening to yourself play. One thing led to another, then suddenly we're playing to educate people about the world we live in. Playing to get the word out, whatever it is we want to express. Want to turn people away from Sanctus? Music is a way to do it. Want to teach people how to live together and not kill each other? We've got songs for that too. Sometimes the songs don't even have words, yet we're able to connect to others on a subliminal level. Music is as important and powerful as the dreams we had when we were chasing after treasure. I see. At some point we realized that by using that power, we can do so much good in this wasteland. And that's where the idea of setting up a stage came from. Yes, but like I said before, we didn't have a lot of resources. We didn't have anything to build that stage, and we didn't have generators either. Without any of that stuff, we couldn't use our instruments. What's a musician without a stage or instruments? Nothing, that's what. So, the Mad Angels came along, right? They gave us the resources to build that stage. They gave us generators and fuel to power our instruments. They even brought enough speakers to really bring the house down. How could we say no to all that? But why, though? Why would they do all that for you and your family? There's gotta be a catch. Oddly enough, they want us to play music for Sanctus. Like sing praises to Lord Septimus? Sorta, yeah. The songs they gave us were about accepting authority toward a common goal. Not too far from what you'd read from Sanctus propaganda. I'm guessing your dad didn't take kindly to that. Yeah, at the time we had to accept. The offer was too good to refuse. But we don't have plans to sing for Sanctus. They used to bug us about that, asking when we'd rehearse and whatnot. At some point we just ran out of excuses that were good enough. Pop snapped to them too, so there's that. Either way, they will probably not like what they'll hear once the stage is ready. You're betraying them. You can put it like that. But once we learned more about their gang's history, we felt justified in opposing them. We tried to give them back everything we owed them, but they refused. They're pretty hell-bent on making us play the way they want us to. That's how it is, then. The Mad Angels are part of Sanctus's machinery for propaganda. That might be the case. Regardless of how they're connected to Sanctus, these guys are real monsters of their own. I personally wouldn't cross them, but now you know what our situation is like. Got yourself in a real pickle. They used to be a traveling group, hunting down nomads for supplies. I don't know if they still have a mobile unit for now. I don't know if they still have a mobile unit for that now that nomad groups have become rare. These days, they're mostly terrorizing the surrounding areas of Tokyo Dome. They've toned down their activities a bit after that incident a while ago, where a bunch of them died. An incident, huh? From what I've heard, the Dead Angels were killed in a professional way. Professional way? What was so professional about that? They were all killed by some kind of blade, like a knife. Hard to do against an armed group, especially for a one-man job. Everybody was killed in a very particular way. Like, the dude that killed them knew exactly what he was doing with that knife. Someone incredibly skilled with a knife, you say? I didn't think too much when I first heard of it, but it all fits when you start looking at the facts. The weapon was larger than a knife, but smaller than a sword, like a tanto. A tanto that makes very clean cuts. Common daggers or knives don't cut like that. The incident happened around the same time you came to visit me, you. The three exchanged glances with each other in uncomfortable silence. I'm not bringing this up to shift blame or anything like that. We betrayed them, so to speak, I admit that much. But I don't think you should try any stunts like that around here, you. They're more vigilant than ever. Who knows if these disappearances aren't part of their vengeance? This issue with Naoki? There's no solving it the old-fashioned way. I know, Gunther. I'm not as desperate as I was before. And the risk of Naoki being with the angels when such an incident happens is too high for comfort. It's not an option at all. It better not be. I swear on Miho's grave. Miho. She'd lighten up the mood at a time like this, huh? Yes, she would. You climbed down the steel ladder. Puzzled, Gunther looked at Eiji, but he just shrugged. This is way more than I'd anticipated. I hadn't realized Gunther had so much on his plate. Neither did he, since we just found out about Naoki and the Mad Angels. But I cannot be distracted. This is all for you, Miho. Just hang on tight. We'll solve this problem of Gunther's, and then we'll get the others and find the Ark.